The president recently scored his government's successes in achieving its promises 72. If I ask you to score yourselves in part, yourself, I mean, you are the helm of Parliament. If I were that, when the speaker is not there, you are first speaker. What score would you give yourself? This is assessing yourself now.
I will give Parliament about 80.
80%?
Yes. Parliament is the
Based on
only
what?
Institution that doesn't respect time. For example, we rise to the occasion. In the budget year, we're sitting from 10 a.m. up to midnight, 11 p.m., 10 p.m., 8 p.m. No other government agency does that.
And you've managed to put in the scrutiny required to do a proper job on the document before you?
Yes, every one of them.
Are you setting up
We
this?
spent so much time. We actually sat on a Sunday.
I mean,
the last part we sat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so that some laws can pass.
But
because
I'm talking about scrutiny. You are emphasizing on your ability to pass the laws, but that isn't really what we put you there to do, to scrutinize and make sure that when the law is passed,
I'm saying
it's really top notch and perfect.
I'm yet to hear anybody saying that in respect of this law.
Let me give you one. Let me give you one. I can cite the case of the now very infamous PDS deal. It came before you. The challenges that you scrutinized, you approved. We saw that what you approved is not exactly what government was implementing. Changes were made in terms of the bank guarantees. It said bank guarantees in the contract, but then we saw insurance guarantee, which became a problem. Some say Parliament didn't do a good job enough in scrutinizing that particular bill.
Wait. We give you an assignment. You make the change in the implementation. And then you blame Parliament. You bring an agreement before us. We sit through and discuss. You do A, B, C, D, E. Parliament approves. Go and do it. Then you go and you do a different thing. You blame Parliament for you implementing something different from what Parliament approved.
You say your responsibility has ended, and so you blame that.
At no point did the matter come back to Parliament. But you see, as we have explained, when Parliament approves something to be done, the next time we get any information on it is when the Auditor General has gone to check. This is what Parliament approved for you to do. How did you do it? Then the Auditor General will bring it. That's why Auditor General report is Parliament. It reports to Parliament, because the Auditor General is the agent of Parliament. He's going to make sure that Parliament gave you the authority to take this and that tax. You took less. What happened? Then you take advantage and review your performance and then come. Okay, you are permitted to spend A, B, C, D cities on project C, D, E, F. Then you come, you are approved to do this. The quality you have done is lower than what was approved. The quantity you expected to deliver. Yes. All those are returns, review of what Parliament what Parliament has approved for the executive to do. Right, that's why. And so the PDS, there was no report that ever came back. It is at the implementation stage that the government says, what we agree that you do, that is not what you have done.
My final question on this, so you approve a certain document, but in implementation, that's not exactly how it's done, changes are made. You say that is okay with you?
No, I'm saying it won't come back to us unless the auditor went back to check.
It became a public knowledge that the details as you approved wasn't exactly what was done.
But it's
and got us into trouble. And Parliament say, well, this is government's business. We're waiting for the Auditor General to bring him to attention.
Yes, I think you misinterpret the arrangements. Government say, if this is the agreement I want with you, it comes to Parliament. Parliament says, I've granted you permission. Go and implement that agreement. Then the other partner, instead of following the agreement, instead of offering a bank guarantee, brings
An
insurance
guarantee.
guarantee. Government finds out and says, no, you are breaching what Parliament agreed that you do. And so I have abrogated the contract.
That's
You have
exactly
not
what happened.
performed.
But let me ask you.
You have not performed your part.
That's exactly what.
That's the arrangement. That's how you, the way you present it. What you were contracted to do, you're doing differently. And therefore, I am not continuing with the agreement. That's if I get you. Yeah. But it means that government is implementing what Parliament has approved.
Two quick questions on this assessment you gave yourself. One is, when I asked you, you say 80%. First thing you say was, we've approved, passed more laws than most parliaments.
Every other parliament. This parliament has passed more laws than
But that answer emphasizes quantity and not quality. That answer emphasizes quantity.
I'm yet to find
quality.
anybody who says that this law does not meet the standard of making laws in Ghana or the content.
Special Prosecutor's Law, it's just been passed and implemented for a year. You say there's an amendment already.
The amendment proposed.
Proposed, yeah.
Yes. If it means that something has happened differently than anticipated, right? Again, it may mean that usually when the bill is brought to Parliament, it comes in a draft form by the executive. Parliament decides that this thing you put in, we don't want it. We want this or that. It may also mean that some of the changes Parliament implemented may have made it difficult for them to implement.
They may be defective what you passed.
Right. So what I'm saying is that I'm yet to see anybody who says any of the laws we have is not facilitating work. One, implementation is a huge challenge, is a national weakness. We are so quick to talk about making the law, but take very little steps in making sure that the law is obeyed. And in particular, I'm mentioning the media. I often question where your loyalty is. Is your loyalty with the law in the country or with those who are seeking to breach the law? Because you give voice to people who are refusing to obey the law, and the law is being implemented against them. They'll quickly run to you with red bands, and you give voice and implement and expand little things to appear huge.
Well, yeah, lawyers, so you know they also have rights. The right to behead.
Oh, yes, to behead. Go to the court and behead.
Well, we just amplify what exists.
I want you to understand that your loyalty should be to the law and to the state. I want to encourage you to consider that.
Our loyalty is to the Constitution. All the Constitution
exactly,
says
and that's the law.
Do is to hold the government accountable to the people.
In
Sometimes some of those people are on the other side of the government, and they complain that the law is unfairly being used against them.
That's where
we have to give them a voice.
It is only in this country that we have people demonstrating that you're not permitting them to breach the law. Land use, space use, building regulations, and every space that is designed for public use being converted to markets.
Final question, though. Absenteeism is a key thing in Parliament. There are civil society organizations that monitor your work. 80% you gave yourself, but Odikro has seen, and this is Odikro, I'm sure you know, Parliament have had cause to complain about your work. But it's true, is not that a lot of your members are absent from the House a lot of the time. It's not a Parliament that can claim 80% performance rate.
I disagree. I'm one of the loudest complainants about members not being in the chamber. But it doesn't mean they are absent. You see, if you take any of our votes,